on women who have no family history of breast cancer.
All right, let's take a look outside over the Detroit River, and you can see that haze in the air. And that is what we've been experiencing over the last couple of days, and that is smoke from the out-of-control wildfires burning in Canada. It has been flowing south into the U.S. Take a look at this new video of the nearly 100 wildfires currently burning out of control there across the Canadian prairie. I've been keeping an eye on that smoke and the impact it's having on the air quality we breathe right here in Michigan. By this afternoon, the air quality in northern Michigan is expected to reach the very unhealthy to hazardous level. Now, right here in Metro Detroit, we're still in the moderate zone. For Detroit, we widen the view, and we're still in the moderate zone. That's this area shaded here in yellow. But you may remember just yesterday or the day before yesterday, most of this was in green. We had pockets of yellow. Well, now all of southeast Michigan is in yellow. And then we look up to our north and west, and we see this area here. And this darker shading, that's what we're concerned about. That's the very unhealthy air quality. And you can see that impacts parts of the western UP. All of the UP is struggling in terms of air quality. Now, it's not just the smoke from the Canadian wildfires that we're concerned about. Take a look at this. Dust from Africa's Saharan desert is tracking west across the Atlantic Ocean and is reaching parts of the southeastern U.S. And when it gets here, it gets actually picked up and could become a problem for parts of the Mid-South, the Ohio Valley, and the Great Lakes. And that is something we're going to be watching over the next couple of days. 7 First Alert meteorologist Mike Taylor's been keeping an eye on it too, Mike.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, we've been talking about that for a couple of days, and you could see the progression there. So we appreciate the update on that air quality. It's going to be an issue. On the other side of the spectrum, it actually feels like summer. So if you're a summertime fan, of course, it could be better talking about the air quality, but at least you're going to have that true summer feel, because what's changed today compared to yesterday, the humidity is here. So because of that, your morning start, you're not going to need a jacket. It's going to be warm for the kids at the bus stop. It's going to be warm for the ride home. In fact, even though we're not going to be as hot as yesterday, we had 90 degrees in areas like Adrian. We had 88 degrees for a high temp in Detroit. I think even though the numbers will be in the mid to lower 80s, it's the humidity that's going to make it feel like the upper 80s regardless, maybe even feeling like 90. So this is the heat index for today. 87 in Detroit, 88 in Mount Clemens, 89 in Port Huron. And you'll see a very sharp line. You see this right here? That's the cold front that's going to sweep on through. Once that sweeps through the Metro Detroit area, by this time tomorrow, it'll be a little bit different. We're talking about temps starting off in the 50s and highs will be in the 70s. And that's where we'll stay for a good chunk of the work week. But sometimes humidity doesn't go without a fight. So the muggy meter is high, and it's high enough with the humidity that it could create the possibility of some strong to severe storms. Now, there's a green color indicating a marginal risk of severe weather on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the worst case scenario. We're at a 1. There could be an update closer to a 2, closer to around the noon time. We'll have to watch that just because there might be just enough instability because of the humidity that some of these storms you see here could be strong to severe, that could go a little bit more intense as far as it being scattered in coverage. This moves out of here during the overnight. By tomorrow morning, we'll have some leftovers passing through, and then we'll be able to put this to rest, the severe weather threat. But the potential impacts from these storms could be anywhere from damaging wind gusts, some flooding rain. Not going to rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado and large hail, something we'll watch between 2 o'clock and 10 p.m. this evening. Where we go from here, rain still possible on Friday, but we'll put the heat to rest for a couple of days as the 70s return into the weekend.